Hello and welcome to Meggy Live. Today we're going to be debating a controversial topic: are crackheads endangering our society? And we've got three people with us today. We've got Kitty, who's going to argue they are members like us. We've got HVT, who says we need to know what the hell is going on, so stop member apps as a precaution. And then we have Cookie's position, which is fucking ban HVT this instant.
Yes.
I'm going to have to apologize to our viewers for the curse words in here. Unfortunately, they have total control over what they put on their sign. So,
Cunt!
Moving on. So, Kitty, why do you think we should treat crackheads exactly the same as normal functioning members of society?
I mean, the thing is, I think we live in a society that disadvantages crackheads and forces them to live as second-class citizens, unable to enjoy the equal rights and protections that the rest of our citizens enjoy. For instance, look at Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty, all he did was he sat on a great wall and he tragically had a great fall, and, you know, that could have been any of us. That could have been your mother, that could have been your brother, your sister, your uncle, it could have been your dealer, it could have been anyone. And all the king's horses and all the king's men rushed to the scene, and he was immediately brought to the Beth Israel Medical Center, but they couldn't put Humpty together again, and he was forced to live. He was forced to live out the rest of his short life as a crackhead before committing suicide by hanging himself in a hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. And so, you know, we need the sort of mental health counseling necessary to prevent situations like this from happening. We need anti-discrimination protections. We need disability insurance.
All right. HVT, you think, from what your sign says, I take it that you think crackheads are a threat to society. What's your view?
Yeah.
Okay, it appears that one of our panelists is no longer able to participate in this debate. I'm afraid we're going to have to...
Mr. Moderator, this goes back to my earlier point. Crackheads all over our country are experiencing severe mental health issues that are driving them to suicide, and they need help. We need to fund mental health services.
All right. Unfortunately, HVT has died, so Cookie, I'm afraid your position is irrelevant. But do you think other crackheads should also be banned?
Yes. Have you ever seen this man build a blue rail station? Wait for me.
Just please stop fucking with the mic, thanks.
Excuse me, are you stigmatizing someone's disabilities?
Have you ever seen a blue rail station actually built? Like, I cannot fathom an actual blue rail station. Like, they don't exist.
Wow, I can't believe my opponent is mocking people with disabilities. I mean, how would you like it if you had to deal with what HVT had to deal with before he took his own life because of people like you?
Well, thankfully, in this situation, HVT has respawned,
there's a very simple solution. Just ban him.
Yeah,
So
but
what
banning
you're
is
saying is
permanent,
that-
unlike death.
So what you're saying is that we should deport all of the social undesirables? Okay,
Yes.
Trump.
Deport all the deplorables. Basket of deplorables is HVT and Woolrich. Ban them all.
What has Wurch done to offend you, Cookie?
He's a deplorable. He's a simp. Like, he's the biggest simp we know.
And now we're discriminating against squirrels. Great.
No. Simps. No, Nicky Lowell says it's okay, but simps are not okay. They are
We're
not
discriminating against the squirrels in Woolrich's pants. This is not okay.
You know, fine. Squirrels can be simps
Kitty, what's
too.
your source on squirrels being in Wurch's pants?
Personal observation.
Alright.
He is nuts. I think, but he's a simp. That's not allowed. He doesn't know Animal Crossing. He doesn't stand BTS. Who doesn't stand BTS? Like, Woolrich deported. Deport him. Deport HBT. He's like, I don't know. No blue rail stations. They don't exist. Like
The amount of prejudice I'm hearing on the stage, it makes me question whether we live in a free and open society.
We don't. We live in communism. Communism is the way to go. Uphold our libertarian values.
Well, to become a member on the server, it's well known that you have to fill out a member application. Is the application doing enough to filter out crackheads?
I believe the application is too. I think the application is too discriminatory. We've got people coming in from Wolfhaven all of the time, and they're just seeking a better opportunity for themselves and their families. And some of them are crackheads, some of them are disabled, and we should be celebrating the diversity of our community, and we should be accepting these people in greater numbers and supporting them rather than doing what my opponent would suggest and turning them away straight at the border. I mean, remember what Cookie said just last month? What he said when Wolfhaven sends us their people, they're not sending their best. I mean, clearly this is a person with a lot of hatred in his heart, and I cannot support him being president of the Epsilon Republic.
I agree. Wolfhaven is bringing their drugs, they're bringing their prison, they're bringing their PvP all to the server. Okay.
Excuse me, these are unsubstantiated allegations. What are you can have your own opinion, you can't have your own facts. I'm sorry.
Kitty, you can't deny
let's say
the
for
fact.
a moment that what Cookie is saying
Hold
is
on,
true.
hold on,
Cookie,
Ms.
would you
Mr. Moderator.
PolitiFact specifically stated that it is false that there are people bringing in crime, that are bringing in PvP, that are bringing in drugs.
Let's assume, for argument's sake, that what Cookie was saying about Wolfhaven is true. Cookie, would you support a ban on all Wolfhaven members?
Oh, you support a ban on all members. The member app allowed members like Brian Derry Road, Mrs. Wee Wee. Remember all those deplorables? Deport all members. No members are allowed. Just get rid of the app and whitelist the entire server.
So you think we need to go on lockdown?
Yes. We need to declare a state of emergency and have no members.
Did we forget what our old admin computer ghost once said about the shining city upon a hill? Whatever happened to that? When did we stop becoming the shining city upon a hill? The beacon of freedom that people all over the world aspire to.
Once we elected that dirty Thumple into office, that's when we stopped becoming.
And now we're getting racist about Canadians.
Oh yes, I agree. Deport all Canadians. Canadians are truly Americans.
Do you understand the consequences of deporting Frumple? It means he has to host the server, like in South Africa or wherever the fuck he goes.
Yeah, server in Lesotho. Like,
this will disadvantage members in.
This will disadvantage New Zealand voters.
Indeed.
I cannot
New
believe
Zealand is not a real country. Have you seen all those world maps without... Like, New Zealand does not exist on hundreds of world maps. Obviously a fake country.
I know it doesn't exist on maps.
I do have to agree with my opponent that New Zealand does not exist, but as far as this blatant racism and prejudice towards Canadians, I don't think we can allow that to stand.
Have you ever seen a Canadian?
Would you guys support a proposal
Excuse me?
Would you guys
what about it?
Would you guys support a proposal excuse me, Kitty. Would you guys support a proposal to deport crackheads to New Zealand so that they thus no longer exist?
Yes. End of story.
Wow. This is, okay, Hitler.
Oh, okay, boomer.
But one argument against that proposal is that a certain amount of crackheads must always exist. So sending them to New Zealand, where they no longer exist, will just allow more to come into our borders.
No, if we go to complete lockdown, like I suggested, we would no longer have to.
The antagonizing rhetoric towards our crackhead population, I think, is inexcusable. I mean, it's deplorable, really.
Alright, are there any particular crackheads that are in power that you two are concerned about, other than HT given his
I think
demise.
it's great that I think it's great that we have a wide representation of people in
Rich
power.
staff member.
Tom Paris.
Can we just give a moment for Asian American representation?
Please no calling out from the audience.
We've had Tom Paris sitting up as an admin for years. I think that's a great example of crackhead diversity in our staff team, and I think we need more of that at GSMs going forward.
There is one example that many people cite about Tom Pears and his service as an administrator, being that of fixing the crashing issue at Bootleg Telephone. But some people cite that as a sign of his unskilled or lack of skill in this approach.
He's being discriminated against because of his disability. Crackheadedness is not a thing that one chooses. Okay, it is. I don't know how to get through. I don't know how to get through to you people. Why? If a Cookie, let me ask you: if a crackhead walked into your bakery and asked for a cake, would you bake it for them?
No, I would not.
You would not provide the service that you advertise yourself as providing for payment of money.
No, I am a Colorado baker, an independent business. I can stand by my own values. No crackheads can allow to buy cakes, even if they're simple flour, eggs, and water, whatever you use to make a cake. I'm a baker.
They're not asking you to bake a Humpty Dumpty cake. They're asking you to bake the cake that you already bake.
Let's switch topics.
We all know that crackheads can't have flour.
Let's look at another aspect of this for no reason
That is
whatsoever.
an untrue stereotype.
Let's look at Woolwich. Now, it is known that Woolwich eats toddlers. This is a major issue, and a lot of people are associating this with Woolwich's crackheadness. What do you say to that, Kitty?
I am pro-life.
It's part of a balance. How are we to judge the cuisine of other cultures? I mean,
I for one am pro-life. No toddler should be harmed. Therefore, Woolwich shall be deported. In my new plan.
I believe in multiculturalism. I believe that we should be celebrating the diversity of our wonderful community, and this is just a part of our culture.
Even if even if we support pro-life, which I did.
And I think it's time for the episode to end. Unfortunately, we are running out of storage space here at Meggy Live, so we're going to have to take a week's break to upload that to Google Drive. Thank you, everyone, for your participation.
Go to cookie.com, text cookie.com to 2020 to receive your benefits and to know how pro-life and how we shall ban the members of the MRT.
Is there anything you want to say, Kitty?
And if you want to keep in touch with me, you can follow me on Twitter. I tweet lots of juicy emojis in order to pander to my young voters. So be sure to follow me for that.
And that's it from Meggy Live. Thank you for watching. Next time we will be debating the purpose of MPOs. But for now, good evening.